Hello class, welcome to another week of WPE 122. Glad to have all you guys here. Glad you guys have not fallen off or withdrawn from the class yet. I haven't seen any of that. So as we get going now on our new and upcoming week, let's recap last week a little bit real fast. You guys took the rules quiz, which should have been fairly simple for you guys. I hope everybody was able to use that to get a pretty decent grade. I hope everybody was also able to understand how important it is to know some of the rules, right? So the differences in the level of rules as you go up levels, the difference in technical fouls and the difference in shot clock or no shot clock, the time you have to get across half court, all those are things you have to know right off the top of your head. If you're gonna be a head coach of a program, there can't be any question about that. So I've seen good grades come through so far. I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon. So I hope everybody, hope that trend continues throughout the night. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving as well. Try to take it a little easier on you this week. So as we start, we go ahead and we look forward to next week. The assignment for next week is the tough questions assignment. So in the tough questions assignment, what I did was I went back and looked at everything that you told me as far as how you wanted to build your program and what 3 of your most important things were, right? So I went back and looked at those and I kind of tried to poke some holes in what you were doing and kind of tried to ask you the questions that were I thought would cause you the most difficulty as a coach. Things that I think you should, things that I think that if you want to run your program the way that you said that should be considered. So if you go take a look at the discussion, it is posted as a discussion. That's how it'll be graded. You'll see that everybody's questions are there in public, right? You can go read everybody else's questions that I asked them as well. But what you'll want to do is you want to go find your question. I asked everybody 2, maybe 3 questions just about your program and kind of just some follow-up questions on, like I said, things from the other assignment. So find your 2 or 3 questions, answer your 2 or 3 questions in a reply. Don't worry about responding to a peer, any of that kind of stuff. I'm not concerned about that, but I do want you guys to put in really good effort with some of these questions, right? Like off the top of my head, one was a coach in our class had told me that they were taking over for a coach who had been there for 20 years, right? So my question to them was, how do you plan on gaining the players' respect after a coach has just been in there for so long, right? So you need to think about, when I'm on campus, my first month of coaching my new team, they're all going to have been used to something that the last person did, the last coach did. What are some ways that I can get my team to respect me going forward? Something that, you know, that works for me for the next 3 or 4 months, to where my players are going to respect what I say as a coach, and they're going to respect what my assistants say because I've chosen to hire my assistants, right? There's a lot of questions about what your assistant coach's expectations are, why you chose to do it like that, right? So the assistant coaches should have the same amount of, they should answer the same type of questions from the players that the head coach would, right? So you have to, as the head coach, give them strength to be able to find their voice within the team. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you guys, in that I want you to think long-term on how to solve the problems. I want you to think long-term on to, you know, what do I want my program to look like, right? A lot of you guys mentioned that being on time and having good grades are one of your 3 most important things. Okay, but what if I posed to you the question of your best player scores 25, 30 points a game, is now falling below the grade threshold, or is now being late so much where that player is not on time anymore? Are you still willing to keep the same rules all the way across the board? Maybe you are, and that's a difficult thing to do. Or maybe some of the rules you said need tweaked a little bit, right? So these are some of the things that I kind of hope you guys are starting to think about, as we go through class. And like I said, I hope that you answer these discussion questions with some thought and with some effort. So that is this week. The following week we we'll have something a little more personal. We'll be back to making videos just like this. You know, continue to put effort in with the videos. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the following week is finals week. So Just a heads up, for this class, you just have to write a little 2-page, double-spaced, not too difficult paper. So if you guys have a little bit of extra time, might not be a bad thing to go take a look at. I don't think that I have anything else for this week. I hope that you guys do have a great week, and I hope that you reach out to me via email or via text if you have any questions.